Okay, we're gonna go over the sprayer. We have a John Deere 2030 ProGator with a HD 200 tank on it with the booms and the pump and everything. We use 04 nozzles. Kyle will go over that a little bit more once he starts walking you through the equipment. So we're gonna be spraying some fertilizer today. We have to go off our fertilizer program, so we have a program set up in our office where it has the date and what product we're putting down and what rate we're putting down as well, so how much water per tank. You have to do a bunch of calculations to figure that out. But Kyle's gonna go over the equipment with you, how it operates, and what we need our PSI to be at and our RPMs to be at.
So like Joel mentioned, this is a 2030 200 HD sprayer tank that we have. For us, for the application we'll be doing today, we usually run it at, let me verify this quickly, 21,000 RPM. So we'll be right there. That will give us an output of 40 PSI. So that will give us an even spray coverage with the 4 gallon per minute nozzles that we also use. There is 11 nozzles on the boom of the sprayer, each with a filter, and there's the main filter on the back that we make sure is clean and clear before each application. As you can see right now, some of the nozzles are off, one of them's on, so we always make sure they're cleaned before and after each application because you don't want any pluggage. This is the screen for the tank to go to the boom. We always make sure that's clean also. And then what we do is we'll fire it up, we'll fill it half full of water, we'll get to our RPM, which will give us our 40 PSI, turn on all the nozzles, make sure they're spraying properly, and then we'll add our chemical in, our fertilizer or pesticides, but since we're doing fertilizer today, we'd add our fertilizer in, let it agitate, and then fill the rest of the tank up. With our green applications, we usually use about 193 liters all together in the tank. 193 gallons total.
So make sure that's gallons, not liters.
So when we're trying to get to our RPMs, you turn it on. Diesel, glow plugs have to warm up. Do you want me to fire it up? This one's fairly old, the glow plugs are not the greatest. Fire it up, and then we'll get to our RPMs. Lock it in place, which will keep your PSI at the correct amount the whole time. And then you put the arms down to test it. So if you do that, come over here and you remove the pin. So slowly lean out to start with. Lock the thing here. This controls the boom screen, this controls the arms going up and down, press it, arms down. Once it's level, you're done. To turn the pump on, you just activate your PTO. And then the light on the dash will light up for you. So turn the nozzles on, there's 4 different switches. The top 3 control each section of the boom, your left, your center, and your right. We can also turn it off to make it quiet. Your left, your center, your right, and then there's the master switch. So what we like to do is have them all off, and then you flick on the master, and then when you're checking to see if they're all flowing, you can turn them on individually. And then once that one is all flowing correctly, you can check the center, and then you can check the right. And then to make sure they all go at the same time, just turn them all on, and then you can just flick your master off to have them all shut off at the same time. And then for PPE, depending what you're spraying, with fertilizer, you should have hearing protection because of the noise, coveralls or a protective suit so you don't get any chemicals on bare skin, your gloves, any nitrate or gloves, and then goggles, safety glasses and goggles to protect your eyes. And if you're spraying herbicides or fungicides, you might need a mask or two too, so you're not breathing in the fumes as you spray.
So that's the sprayer. Only a few people on the crew will actually be able to operate the sprayer, myself, Kyle included, and maybe one more. Just because this is a finicky piece of equipment, and we prefer you have your pesticide license. We won't get you to do it, but if you see us out there, you need to drive it back. This is how you operate it.